Hi, today I'm going to talk about my 4-week project that I did at the end of this year. So my focus was on psychology, and in order to do that, I took some psychology courses and took notes over what I learned through the videos. And then I was able to make some infographics at the end of my 4 weeks to showcase what I had learned instead of showing my scribbling note page. I'm a very visual person, so I like giving something or making something tangible for others to see that I could show. I did psychology because I have an interest in maybe doing that as a career, so I wanted to dig a little deeper, even though I knew I couldn't go too deep, to see if it would be something I'd want to do for the rest of my life or like apply in some way to my life. So I was glad that I did it and I don't regret it for a second. But there were some bumps along the road, which I'll get to. The first one was finding the actual course. So first I looked on some websites and some of them weren't exactly what I was looking for because they would be actual courses from professors and ones you had to like sign up for and enroll in and way over 4 weeks, so that wouldn't work with my schedule. So then I looked at iTunesU, as you can see here, I have shown, which I really thought would be my best bet, but it ended up a lot of them were too long or like too many episodes that would be very overwhelming, or they would refer to books that I didn't have or like graphics that I didn't have, and the actual episodes, if you will, were just very vague and it was mostly just reading and I couldn't do the reading, so that ended up not working. I looked to podcasts next and it was similar, but there weren't very many to choose from, and the ones that they did talk about, it just wasn't what I was looking into, which was a little disappointing. But I moved on to my next resource, which was YouTube, and I found Crash Course Psychology, which is what I used for most of my 4-week project. This again wasn't exactly what I was hoping for, but it worked for me. The reason why I didn't exactly want to do this type is because it would take a certain part of psychology and go really in depth with that. So it's great for like if you're learning a course and you need a little more explanation on this one specific part. But for me, I wanted like the more general overview of psychology, which it did give me at times, but even though they look like short 10 to 12 minute videos, they were jam-packed full of information, and I'm a note taker, so I felt like I had to write almost every single thing down, so it took me quite a while to get through just one episode. I think I got through about 7 of them, and they were definitely informational, and I was glad I did it, but I just wish I could have gotten a little more overview and maybe a less total meat, if that makes sense. Some of my favorites I decided to make my infographic over, and I used Canva for that. And this is a great tool. I definitely recommend it for anyone who's wanting to make some graphics pretty fast and easy. I'm normally an Illustrator person, but with 4 weeks in learning a course, I definitely didn't have time to make some really cool infographics as much as I would have loved to, because Illustrator just takes lots of time. But they have so many templates, and my internet's being really slow right now, so it won't show all of them. But I never got to the bottom, and I scrolled for a long time. But I only made 2. I, of course, wish I could have made more, but time didn't permit it, and that'll lead me to my next thing. I found about my last week on the project, I just went to one of our school databases, and I looked up psychology, and I found this book. And it was very interesting. I told myself I wasn't going to take notes over it because it would take me way too long and I just wouldn't enjoy it as much. And then I would just try to soak up as much as I could. And so I just read a couple paragraphs here and there whenever I felt like doing something productive. And it was interesting. I'm definitely going to keep reading because there are multiple pages and it's pretty lengthy. But it definitely kind of helped me go to the end of my project and not just discourage me, even though I really did enjoy it. So the 2 infographics that I decided to make out of many podcasts and videos that I watched were memories and sleep and dreams. And I decided to do those 2 because I'm more interested in like why people do things or how certain things affect other people and just like motives behind people and morals and that type of thing. And so as much as I did love the Crash Course videos, a lot of the ones I watched even if I tried to pick out ones that I really thought I'd be interested in, they were more about the history or like scientific reasons behind things, which of course is 110% a part of psychology, but it just wasn't, it didn't grab me as much as some of these other ones did. So like memories, it talked about how different memories affect different people, and that's exactly what I was looking for. In Sleep and Dreams, it really touches on how different things affect different people and why they act the certain way they did. These two were also more overviews of their subjects, so that I really enjoyed getting just more of a oversee over everything that they talked about. So that was my 4-week project. I, again, definitely don't regret it. I'm so glad that I did. I probably learned more about myself than the psychology as a whole, but I learned a ton. I really did. I think I'm going to pursue it in some way. I might not do it as a full-time career, but I want to definitely implement it into something that I do in my career. A word to the wise, I guess, would be don't settle on something. If you think there's something better out there, like I would keep looking. There's so many resources that we can get our hands on, and like I found mine the last week that I thought was really interesting, and that's only one article or one book, and I could dig even deeper. So if you're feeling stuck or discouraged, I would just continue to encourage you to just like keep looking and don't settle, because that's never fun if you're gonna spend so much time on something. Really give it your all. So yeah, Canva and databases and YouTube, those are great resources. So I hope you learned a little bit more about how you could do a course online or how you want to go about doing that. Thank you.